Foreign funding has once again become a major political flashpoint in the parliament. The centre's proposed Foreign Contribution Regulation Amendment Bill 2026 seeks to change what happens to foreign funds and assets of organizations when their FCRA registration ends. The government says that the changes will improve transparency and accountability, while critics fear that they could give the government greater control over NGOs and their assets. So what is FCRA? Firstly, let us understand about it. The Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, or also known as FCRA, regulates foreign donations received and used by NGOs, associations and certain other organizations in India. Organizations generally need FCRA registration or prior permission to receive foreign contributions. And the law is meant to ensure that foreign money is used only for permitted purposes and does not harm India's national interest. And according to PRS, 13,520 organizations received around Rs 55,741 crore in foreign contributions between 2019 and 2022. And as of July 15, 2026, there were 14,449 active FCRA certificates. So why has the centre brought this bill? Well, the bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha on March 25, 2026, and its main focus is what happens to foreign contributions and assets created from such contributions when an organization's FCRA certificate is cancelled, surrendered, expires or otherwise ceases to exist. The government says clearer rules are needed to prevent misuse of foreign funds and ensure that assets created from such funds do not become unregulated after an organization leaves the FCRA system. So what are the 5 key changes that has been proposed? Well, number 1 is designated authority. A government designated authority will supervise, manage and deal with foreign contributions and assets in cases where an organization loses its FCRA certificate. Number 2 is provisional vesting of assets. Well, when registration ends, relevant foreign funded assets can temporarily vest with the designated authority, and if registration is restored within the prescribed period, the assets can be returned. Number 3, permanent vesting. If the organization fails to obtain, renew or restore its registration within the prescribed period, the assets can permanently vest with the designated authority. Number 4, religious places protected. Well, if such an asset is a place of worship, the authority has to ensure that its religious character is maintained. Number 5, penalty and appeal changes. Well, the maximum imprisonment for FCRA violations is proposed to be reduced from 5 years to 1 year. And the bill also provides a revision mechanism and judicial appeal against orders of the designated authority. What happens to NGO assets? Well, this is at the center of the controversy, and under the proposed framework, assets created from foreign contributions could come under the control of the designated authority after an organization's FCRA registration ends. Critics argue that this could mean an NGO losing control over property created using foreign donations, particularly if its registration is not renewed or restored. PRS has also flagged concerns about the absence of an appeal mechanism against a government decision denying renewal of an FCRA certificate. But why are NGOs and opposition opposing it? Well, opposition parties and critics argue that the bill gives the government extensive powers over NGOs, their foreign funding and assets, and they want greater parliamentary scrutiny, and in some cases have demanded that the bill be withdrawn. And their main concern is that cancellation or non-renewal of registration could eventually affect an organization's assets and functioning. So what does the government say basically? Well, the government maintains that the bill does not ban foreign funding, and its argument is the legitimate foreign contributions can continue, but stronger safeguards are needed to prevent misuse, improve transparency and protect assets that are created from foreign funds. And India's ambassador to the US, Vinay Mohan, has also said that the changes are aimed at transparency, accountability and national security concerns rather than targeting any particular religion or community. Further, the concerns were also raised by US lawmakers, including Congressman Riley Murray, who claimed that the bill could target Christian charities and allow government takeovers of churches. Why are Christian groups and minority institutions concerned? Well, Christian organizations have raised concerns that the proposed asset provisions could affect churches, charitable institutions, and other organizations that depend partly on foreign contributions, and the issue has become particularly important in the Northeast, as Nagaland Chief Minister has also urged Union Home Minister Amit Shah to reconsider the amendments and has sought wider parliamentary scrutiny, citing concerns raised by Christian organizations in the state. So why are Nagaland and Tamil Nadu objectifying? When Nagaland has sought a deeper examination of the bill, including consideration by a joint parliamentary committee. And in Tamil Nadu, the State Assembly is also moving to oppose the proposed FCRA amendments, adding another state-level challenge to the centre's opposition. Now, let us shed light on that contrast that is between government and opposition, that is government versus opposition, and the key arguments raised by both the parties. Well, the government says that stronger regulation, transparency, accountability, prevention of misuse and protection of foreign-funded assets. Well, on the other hand, opposition and critics says that excessive government control, concerns over NGO autonomy, possible impact on religious and charitable organizations, and the need for wider parliamentary scrutiny. So what happens next? Well, the bill is still pending in the Lok Sabha, and amid the growing opposition, the government has indicated that it is willing to consider sending the bill to a joint parliamentary committee, that is JPC, for detailed examination. And the final shape of the legislation will depend on Parliament's consideration and any changes made during the process. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.